Video number 2, and you have a surprise. Yes, what's happening, teacher? We are going to read a book. Yes, you can listen to the story and listen. Você vai ouvir e ler, okay? Today you're gonna watch part of the book. Next class we keep you watching, listening, and reading. Yes, at the end you're gonna have some questions, but yes, this is an opportunity just to show you that you were able to understand everything. So, suggestions: what you have to do. If you don't understand the word, don't worry. Keep moving. Keep moving. At the end of the page or some pages later, you see that you're gonna understand the word. Sometimes not, okay? Sometimes you have a new, completely new word, for sure. Mas não para se você se deparar com uma palavra que você não conhece, uma palavrinha só. Continua lendo. Ao final da página, se realmente você não entendeu, aí você volta e procura. Combinado? So, let's see. It's not the entire book, okay, of course. Nós vamos ver pedacinho por pedaços, ok? Até terminar. A Oxford liberou para nós até dia 30 de junho. Então, let's enjoy it. Yes? So, Sherlock Holmes, the top secret plans. You have 400 head words, palavras que eles vão chamar a atenção, ok? Nível 1, tranquilo, ok? So you have the characters: Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, Mycroft Holmes, Colonel Valentines, okay? Great. No, you don't. It's not necessary to do it now. Let's move on. Shall we go? Look, you have some words here that they call your attention, and here you have the meaning. Yes? So, let's start. A visit from Mycroft. Are you happy?
Dominoes. Level 1. Sherlock Holmes. The Top Secret Plans. By Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Text adaptation by Jeremy Page. Read by Joanna Hall, Roger May, Christopher Milnes, Paul Panting, and James Daniel Wilson.
Sorry.
Published and copyright Oxford University Press.
I think it's better. Yes, they are just presenting the book.
Dominoes. Level 1. The famous detective. It was a dark autumn morning in 1895. My friend, Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective, and I, Dr. Watson, were in the sitting room of our house in Baker Street in London when a telegram arrived. Holmes opened it at once and laughed. I looked quickly across the room at him. "Why are you laughing, Holmes?" I asked. Holmes looked back at me with his cold blue eyes.
"Because this telegram is from my brother Mycroft," he said. "He wants to speak to me at once about Mr. Arthur Cadogan. Do you know this man, Watson?"
I saw something about him in today's newspaper, but now I can't remember the story, I answered.
"And my brother Mycroft, what do you remember about him?"
asked Holmes with a smile. "Not much," I answered. "I met him once, long ago, Tell me more about him.
Okay, if you want to take a look about the words, the new words here, let's see. Okay, here have the new words, but there are simple ones. Yes, newspaper. Yes, let's move on. Yes, great. Page number 2.
He's a very clever and important man. He works for the government. He knows everything about everything. So why does he want to speak to me? Why does he want to visit our home in Baker Street? And who is Mr. Cadogan?
I opened the Times and looked for the story. Here it is, I cried suddenly. A worker found Cadogan's dead body near Aldgate Station on the London Underground on Tuesday morning.
Tell me more, Watson,
said Holmes. I began to read the story in the Times to him. The dead man was Mr. Arthur Cadogan. He was 27 years old. He lived with his wife, Violet, in Woolwich, and he worked at Woolwich Arsenal.
Now I understand,
cried Holmes.
Mycroft is interested because Cadogan worked for the government.
On Monday night, I said, Cadogan was in Woolwich with his wife. They had tickets for the theatre. Suddenly, he left her in the street. But why? She doesn't know. At 6 o'clock the next morning, a worker found his dead body.
Near Aldgate Station,
said Holmes.
I see. And was Cadogan badly injured?
Yes, he was.
Then he fell from the train. Or somebody pushed him.
Yes, you have some new words here. Yes, injured means machucado. Yes, so badly hurt. When you suffer an accident, for example, you are injured. Great, let's move on. No picture this time.
Perhaps he was dead before they pushed him out. Tell me more, Watson.
Cadogan's train came from West London. But where did he get on? The police don't know, I said. There was no train ticket in his pockets. Only some money, 2 theatre tickets, and some papers.
Very interesting,
said Holmes.
How did he get on the train without a ticket? Perhaps somebody took it. But why?
Holmes stopped and thought.
Cadogan worked for the government at Woolwich Arsenal. He had some important papers, and my brother Mycroft is interested in this. And so, Watson, I am interested too. Now, where is Mycroft?
Minutes later, Mycroft Holmes arrived at our door. He was a tall, fat man with a very clever face. With him was our old friend Lestrade, the Scotland Yard detective. Mycroft took off his coat and sat down.
This is very bad, Sherlock,
he said.
The government isn't happy. Do you know the story? Watson read it to me from the Times,
answered Sherlock.
What were the papers in Cadogan's pocket? They were plans for a new British submarine, the Bruce Partington submarine. Their top secret, and must always stay in a safe at Woolwich Arsenal. Then why were they in the pocket of a dead man near Aldgate Station? Asked Sherlock.
We can't understand it, Mr. Holmes,
said Lestrade. And it's worse than that, said Mycroft. There were 10 papers in the safe at Woolwich, but we only found 7 papers in Cadogan's pocket. The 3 most important papers weren't there. Where are they? We don't know.
Wow. You have some words here. Let's take a look. Safe in this case means cofre, okay? The others one is easier. I think you don't have problem with it. Let's move on. Yes. This is gonna be the last page, okay? So let's see. Sir James Walter and Sidney Johnson. Okay, great.
Said Sherlock. Why did Cadogan have those papers on him? Where are the missing papers? How did Cadogan die? And why was his dead body near Aldgate Station? Lots of questions, but no answers. And so we need you, Sherlock, said Mycroft.
Sherlock looked at his brother and at the police detective.
Tell me more,
he said. Mycroft smiled and answered,
Sir James Walter is responsible for all the papers at Woolwich Arsenal. He's a good man. Most importantly, he has one of the 2 keys to the safe. The plans were there when he left Woolwich at 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon for London. He took his key with him. Why did he go to London?
asked Sherlock.
He needed to meet someone from the government. He left the man's London home late that night. Right. So Sir James didn't help Cadogan take the plans,
said Sherlock.
Who has the second key to the safe? Mr. Sidney Johnson,
answered Mycroft.
He's 40 years old. He lives near Woolwich Arsenal with his wife and 5 children. He first worked for the government when he was a very young man. He doesn't talk much, and people don't like him, but he's a good worker. And where was Sidney Johnson on Monday evening?
asked Sherlock.
At home with his wife all evening, he says, and he had his key with him.
Lestrade answered.
Tell me about Cadogan,
Sherlock said.
He began working at Woolwich Arsenal 10 years ago,
said Mycroft.
He worked with the plans. Johnson didn't. So...
Okay, so page 4, I think it's enough. We listen 10 minutes. Okay, so I think it's something that it's be very interesting. Okay, so tell me, write about your impression, your suggestion about the book. Okay, something different and something very good to train your listening. Yes, I like to, when I listen and write books, I like repeating after the guy, or even try to say the words with the guy. Eu vou lendo junto com o cara, ok? To check if am I pronouncing it correctly. Okay? Okay, guys, that's the end for today. Okay? Next class, we're gonna start Unit 8 and do more exercise. No homework today, ok? Eu só vou pedir os homework na última aula, para vocês terem mais tempo de fazer. Great! See you guys!